Today, I'm going to teach you how to make a project expense sheet on Apple numbers for a DIY construction project. I'll show you how to make one from scratch, duplicate your formulas, and add a nice visual chart. If you're not used to using numbers or think numbers is too rudimentary, that's likely because Apple likes to clean up the interface. So you won't see all of your tools out on display all at once. But I'll show you where they are in the context of this project. So let's get started. If you don't see the icon, press Command plus spacebar and type in numbers. It should look like this. If you see the numbers icon, just double-click on it to open the application. Then select File, New. Instead of using one of the templates, we're just going to make it from scratch. Select Blank and click Create. The default blank one looks gray and boring, especially after looking at the templates we didn't use. I'm going to liven it up by going to Format and then to Table. And you can see that there are a couple of table styles. I'll pick yellow this time, but you could pick any of the others. We'll go ahead and name this sheet My Cinder Block Project, and we can either save it in the Numbers app or choose another location. For now, I'll save this in Numbers, but you can always move it later. Now I'm naming this a cinder block wall project because I did one for a friend earlier this week to help him figure out the cost of making a small shop out of either cinder block or get a metal building, and figure out which one was cheaper if he did it himself. And I thought it was a good example because the sheet isn't too complicated. But you could make this about any project that you wanted. Once you learn to do this, you could have more materials, make it about building a deck or a doghouse or whatever suits your needs. So this is really about making a spreadsheet in numbers and not about constructing a small building. So we're going to keep it simple and not worry about building the roof or the slab or having electricity or any of that stuff. So I'll start with row 1 and type in materials with links. You see how that wrapped and made the cell thicker? We can move the width of the cell to keep it on one line by grabbing the bar between A and B, like so. Then we'll type in price, EA, for each. Then the amount, and then the totals. After that, we'll add in our first product, which is an 8x8x16 CMU. CMU stands for Concrete Masonry Unit. I picked Home Depot just because I'm familiar with their website, but you could use any vendor or store or website that you want. So type in your price, and if it doesn't come out as currency, you can change that to currency on the right under the Cell tab. And notice some of the other selections here. In this case, we want 2 decimals, and you can check the thousands separator while you're in there. Then, under the currency drop-down, there are 36 different currencies to choose from. Yes, 36. I counted them. I'm going to leave mine on the US dollar, although I think it would be cool if they had imperial credits as a choice, at least just for fun. So the next thing we'll do is skip a space and head over to the empty total cell. Select that and hit the equal symbol. So now go ahead and select the price cell, and that automatically shows up in the formula box. Then type an asterisk for the time symbol and click on the amount cell. Then click the green check box if it looks right, or the red X if you did it wrong, and try it again. Now you could have typed that in by hand, B2 times C2, and that would be your formula. You can also click a cell and edit the formula later if you need to. Now we want to do the same for the other rows, but instead of doing them all individually, we are going to double click on row 2 where we put our description, prices, amounts, and totals, and drag the highlighted area down a few rows. This automatically copies the formulas onto the rows below. Then all you have to do is change the amounts in the cells. So I've gone ahead and filled out our project list. You'll notice that I included the price at 2 different stores for price comparison and color-coded them. Blue for Lowe's, orange for Home Depot. Now looking back at the spreadsheet, you might notice that I also included 2 different sizes of rebar because maybe the engineer hasn't got back to me on which size to use yet, but I have the feeling it's going to be number 5. So I have both sizes from both stores. But again, this is just an example sheet. One of the things I like to do is add a hyperlink to the materials list. That way you can keep up with the latest information about that product in case you build it a few months down the road or maybe next year or whatever. Maybe it's not in stock anymore by then, or the price might have changed. Having a hyperlink makes it easier to find the latest information and update your sheet. Doing this is fairly easy once you know where the hyperlinks are at. This time, Lowe's has it for cheaper. So you want to grab the long project hyperlink from the website by doing Command C. Then highlight your product, go to the menu bar, and under Format, there will be Add Link. Under that, we want to use Add Web Page. At the bottom, you'll want to put in a total. So go to the bottom of the column, click the empty cell once, just once, then go up to the toolbar where it says Insert, then click Sum. So now I want to add a chart. And up at the top, I'm picking the one that looks like a wheel. So once you've dragged it and positioned it, click on the Add Chart Data button. Since we want to know how much this is going to cost, we're going to select the 3 cells that actually have price data in them. And then change the names for the colors numbers picked out for us. Also, I don't like the gray it picked out. Let's do something about that. I'll go over and click on the gray segment twice. Then, selecting the Style tab, I can change the color fill. There's almost a plethora of choices here, and I think I'll pick this marble texture just because. And this gives us a really nice visual as to where the project cost is going. Now, if you like this and want to see more explainers, put your suggestions down in the comments and I'll try to add it to the channel. Also, on a few of my more recent videos, I've been adding techno music to the end just because I like that. Let me know if I should keep doing that or just leave it out. See you next time.